Okay, so here's that turntable I was talking to you about. Anyone else listening to this video, I'm making this video for someone in particular who's going to help me troubleshoot it and try to fix it. If you want to watch, that's fine. If you have anything to add to help me fix it, I would appreciate it. But the model number of this is a Bang & Olufsen. This is a 3300 belt-driven linear tracking turntable, and we start with a picture of the turntable right here. Then you pick up the lid. It looks like this. You can then take off that metal platter in the middle to get to this picture. Now once you're here, you would slide the tone arm over to the middle, and the whole top of it comes up like the a hood of a car. And of course you get to this next picture, and you can then remove that black circular piece of plastic in the middle. Just picks up like a slip mat. And after you do that, you would move the tone arm over to the right to get access to everything, and it would look like this. Now I'm going to zoom up on everything in this picture right here. And as you can see, I labeled everything to make my description pretty simple. I'll just refer to everything by numbers instead of calling them by names and mixing up the names. And because there are two motors in here, I don't want to say the motor and then you don't understand which motor I'm talking about. So on the left in the middle, you'll see one. That's the drive motor. I'll just refer to it as one, as I said. On the upper left, you'll see two. I assume this motor drives the tone arm and moves it left to right. And by the way, as you can see, there's a belt attached to it, and on the other end of that belt is a pulley connected to something that's underneath the big pulley number 4. Now I assume that's supposed to move that big pulley, and that big pulley in turn moves the tone arm left to right when the string is installed. But I've noticed that when it's on, the pulley number 4 never moves. I don't think that pulley and drive shaft underneath it is doing anything. Maybe that's a problem. I don't know. But anyway, continuing, like as I said, upper left-hand corner, you have number 2, which is a motor. And then going down towards the bottom first third of the page, you'll see the solenoid number 3. It's the one that's to the bottom left of the center of the disc of the middle of the picture. Give you a second to locate it. It's number 3. It has the 2 coils of copper wire. And then going back up, you have number 4 pulley, number 5 pulley, number 6 pulley, number 7 pulley, and then all the way at the upper right, number 8 that's where the little cam, that's what they refer to it as in the manual, a cam goes, and the string goes around that. And I just put that there just to, because I might have to refer to that later. But basically what happens is when I press the play button, number 3, the solenoid, it actuates. And the plunger, there are 2 plungers on either end. One's on the top, one's on the bottom. The plunger on the top comes out very slightly. It's not a strong force that it moves with. It seems very light. And I thought at first that maybe the solenoid wasn't working correctly. But then I took my finger and pushed on that lever that the solenoid's supposed to hit. And it seems as though it's already at the end of its travel. So I'm kind of guessing there's nothing wrong with the solenoid. One side note is I put my finger on the plunger on the bottom and pushed it in. I heard a click. I don't know if I broke something, but it seems to return when the turntable stops moving. I'll assume it still works. But basically what happens is I press the start button. The plunger in solenoid number 3 pushes out at the top. Nothing really happens though. And then number 1, the motor starts to spin. Number 2 also spins at the same time. And then it turns for a few seconds and then shuts off. And as I said, number 2 motor is spinning that pulley, which turns that little shaft underneath pulley number 4. But I don't think it's actually doing something. Now, when I first got the turntable, I may have turned pulley number 4 kind of forcefully. And what I'm wondering is if there's a gear or something underneath there that I may have broken. And when I do try to play it and when it does start up, I always have the tone arm to the right. I don't think there are any sensors on it that can tell it where it is. I put a record on just in case there is some kind of sensor that detects movement. And even with the record on and the tone arm out to the right or towards the center, it still doesn't work. Yeah, so if you have any advice on how I can go about fixing this and what to look out for, I'd appreciate it. And in particular, what I'm wondering is, do all of these pulleys, pulley 4, 5, 6, and 7, do those have to be in some kind of particular orientation relating to each other before this thing to work? Because I'm noticing there are a lot of gears. And as you can see, where the number 6 is, to the right of that, there's this white piece that moves in and out, that engages the gears. And even down by pulley number 7, there's another white piece in the middle that moves in and out. And what's going on is it's really confusing to try to picture how this thing works, because there's so many pulleys doing so many things and plunges, and it's really hard to wrap your head around how this thing works without actually seeing an example of it. So if you can either walk me through it, or going back to this picture right here, I guess if you could maybe take the plastic disc off. You don't even have to open it up, because once you remove this plastic disc, you can see what's going on. Maybe if you can take the plastic disc off and start yours up, and if you still have it, and let me know, or let me see how it works and how they're orientated towards each other, and in particular how the solenoid moves, and how the pulley number, let me see, that would be pulley number 4 moves in particular. And that's it for this video. Again, if you can give me any advice, I appreciate it. And I would like to get this thing fixed and working, but if I can't, that's no problem. I'll probably just throw it up on eBay as is. Okay, thanks a lot.